One of the quirky things you're going to encounter when visiting or moving to Louisiana is trying to pronounce the names of some of the places here. Some are seriously impossible to pronounce based on how they're spelled, and they'll make a fool out of you. Trust me, I've been there, and I made a fool of myself, so I am here to save you some humiliation. In the video, I'll show the name of a place on the screen, and then I'll give you just a second or so to try to guess how it's pronounced before I reveal the proper pronunciation. Let me know in the comments how many you get right. You're not gonna get it right. Before we dive into that, here's an interesting fact that you'll want to take note of. When I moved here, I was surprised to find out that Louisiana is one of the only places in the United States that doesn't have counties. There's no such thing as a county here. Instead, we have parishes. The only other place with something similar is Alaska, where they have like boroughs instead of counties. This unique aspect is just one of many that makes Louisiana such an interesting place to live. Okay, now let's dive in and make sure you don't end up in the same boat as me when I moved here, and that's embarrassed. So also be sure to stay to the end because the names are going to get increasingly harder as we go. As a matter of fact, I'm a little scared to say one of the last ones because I may mess it up. I've practiced it for a while, so hopefully. All right, let's go. First up, let's talk about the city that's just on the other side of the Red River from where I live here in Shreveport, which I don't think is hard to figure out how to pronounce based on the spelling. But I have had customer service calls from people out of state, and sometimes they do struggle and they say Shreveport. Where was I? Oh, okay, right. So on the other side of the Red River, just over the bridge, we have, can you guess how that is pronounced? You might be tempted to say Bossier. I've even heard people think it's Bossier, but it's actually pronounced Bossier. The French influence here, so it's a little fancier than it looks. Bossier City is home to Barksdale Air Force Base and is known for its shopping at the Louisiana Boardwalk during the day. And there's a pretty cool music scene at night, most notably over in what's known as the East Bank District, which is lined with bars and restaurants where you can just like walk the area from place to place with your adult beverage in hand, should you choose to do so. Or you can hang out at Hurricane Alley, the #1 outdoor music venue in the area that's in the back of East Bank District. And there's picnic tables, food service, drink service, so you can have all that while you're outside listening to music on the Hurricane Alley stage. I've been there many times. And of course, that whole outdoor area, it's huge. You got to check it out. This one really might not be too hard, okay? So it's spelled like this, and it's pronounced Houma. Houma's known for its bayou tours and rich Cajun culture, offering a true taste of Louisiana's unique heritage. This one is another one that can be a little tricky, maybe not. You might be able to guess this one, okay? So it's spelled like this, and you might be tempted to pronounce it Rap-eeds, but locals say Rap-eeds. Next up, let's talk about, it's spelled like that. And can you guess how it's pronounced? Because this is the one that messed me up. The correct way to say it is Nack-a-tish. Yep, you heard that right. There's no nat or natch in that. When I first moved here, I was telling my new boss how I'd heard there's a big Christmas festival in Natchitoches, and she looked at me like I had 8 heads, making me repeat myself several times. Natchitoches, Natchitoches. Yeah, you know, it's like south of here. It's not too far, like 45 minutes. Natchitoches. She was seriously confused as to what I was even trying to say. I'm sure my not from Louisiana accent comes out fairly strong when I say Natchitoches, so I don't think that help matters very much. Oh, and if you think you can tell where I'm originally from, drop it in the comments. And if you've seen previous videos where I say where I'm from, don't cheat. Needless to say, I learned the correct pronunciation of Nack-a-tish pretty quickly. And speaking of Nack-a-tish and their Christmas festival, it really is a must-see. It's one of the oldest and most spectacular holiday events in the country, held on the banks of the beautiful Cane River. The entire downtown area lights up with holiday spirit every Saturday for 6 weeks, beginning the Saturday before Thanksgiving, There's going to be live music, food vendors, other vendors, fun for kids, fireworks. It's just a great time all around. Okay, so this, what do you think? Might seem straightforward and easy to pronounce as Lafayette, but it is actually Laughy-ette. So Laughy-ette is the heart of Cajun country, and it is a relatively big city in Louisiana, famous for lively music, delicious food, and fun festivals. You're noticing a pattern here with Louisiana in general. Next up, we have, you may be tempted to say, Kisatchie or Kisatchie, but it's pronounced Kisatchie. The Kiss-atch-ee National Forest is a great spot for hiking and camping and enjoying the natural beauty of Louisiana. This next one is a parish here in Louisiana, which, as I said, is what we have here instead of counties. This parish is spelled like this, and it's pronounced Ouachita. One of the highlights in Ouachita Parish is the Biedenharn Museum and Gardens in Monroe. This museum features formal English gardens, historic artifacts, and a history of Coca-Cola, as the Biedenharn family was the first ones to bottle the popular drink. Now moving on, we're talking about one of the oldest cities in Louisiana with a rich history dating back to the 18th century, and it's known for its vibrant Creole culture and as the birthplace of Zydeco music. If you don't know what Zydeco is, you are in for a really good treat. You're going to hear it at most festivals, and you're sure to fall in love with its unique sound that lets you know distinctly that you are in Louisiana. It's spelled, and it is pronounced Opelousas. This next one is quite a challenge. It is spelled like that, and it's pronounced Atchafalaya. Atchafalaya. The Atchafalaya Basin is the largest swamp in the United States, offering unique opportunities for fishing, boating, swamp tours, and wildlife watching. And by wildlife watching, I mean watch out for alligators. This one right here is a whole other mouthful. It is spelled like that, and it's pronounced Tangipahoa. And Tangipahoa is a parish that is just about an hour north of a city that I know you know. But have you been pronouncing it right? For the first 29 years of my life, I called it New Orleans, and so did everyone I knew. But this one actually has a couple different pronunciations. The majority of people will say New Orleans. There are some locals, depending on their accent, who will call it Nolans. So why does Louisiana have such tricky names? It's all thanks to our rich history and mix of cultures, from Native American to French and Spanish influences. It makes for a unique and vibrant place to live. I do love making these videos that help people learn about Louisiana and moving to the area. But of course, one of my main purposes is also to connect with people who are watching. So if you are moving here to this area, I want to help. I'm a licensed real estate agent, and I can help you navigate your move anywhere in the state to make it as smooth as possible. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My contact information is always in the descriptions below. If you liked this video, I think you'll like this next video too. And don't forget, please show your support by liking the video and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. All right, I'll see you in the next one.